Follow me with your shape-shifting smiles and I see you. Maybe they'll believe you. Illuminati, a curved dawn trial, silver discs and hidden files, and we see you. We've got to believe you. Blast off, blast off, blast off, blast off.
Blast off, Wolfpack. I am tired. It's been a day. Man, oh man, are things wild and crazy. Let me adjust this a little bit. Let me tell you, I've really been struggling today. I've gotten messages saying that my content has been removed. And anyway, we'll get to all that. My name is Ryan, the anomalous ambassador of the airwaves, broadcasting just south of Area 51 at the base at La Madre Mountain. And, you know, there is a very interesting area near Sedona. People like Tom Dongo, people like Tony Rulon, people like the late, great Chris O'Brien spoke with me a lot about these places. And Tony Rulon wrote an excellent book on this location. I will put a description of it in the chat. I actually might just grab it and show it to you. It's called Window into the Unknown by Antonio Rulon. And he personalized it for me. He's done an amazing job. And this is a guy that I've researched that area with multiple times. And he gets his hands dirty. He gets in there. He hikes dozens of miles deep into the unknown. And he's found a lot out. Now, recently, high strangeness has been very off the charts. Not only in the Sedona area, but also in the Uinta Basin of Utah. We recently had a snowstorm, and I had what looks like a creature of sorts caught on the cams up there. You can see a little bit of snow there. It definitely looks like a creature. I got this on my phone. All the cameras come to my phone for the most part. And I don't know what that is. I don't know. People are wondering. It does not appear to be on any of the other cameras. It came out of a wooded area. Now, I should mention that those trees that it is near are very high. I would say 12, 13 feet. You can see those trees there. So this thing is big, whatever it is. This was at Space Wolf Research. Very interesting. Now, it's not just at Space Wolf Research that these strange things are going on. Down at the Martinez Ranch, and that is the place where we had a bunch of cattle mutilations take place. Dustin from the Utah chapter of MUFON, he's the director. Dustin went down, set cameras up everywhere. They had literally something jump over a cattle fence and make a clanking sound, and it's invisible. And it's caught on video. You can go to MUFON of Utah to see that. If you want to know more about what's going on there, please follow Dustin Eskelson on Facebook. There's his post about the Martinez Ranch. It's a place I've been. I suffered some neurological issues or some sickness. So did my mother of all people who was traveling with me, Dustin, and there's a number of things going on there. Chairs flipped over, multiple cattle mutilations. So it's not, this high strangeness is widespread. So back to back to Sedona and the Window into the Unknown, and some other older books that, well, are interesting. So we're all in the dark, and there seems to be a strange vibe. It seems like we don't have control. Now, a general allegedly walks into the room and tells President of the United States, "Sir, you do not want to nuke Iran right now." That's what we're hearing online. Those are the murmurs and the rumors, the allegations. We may never know if this actually happened, but the fact that the story even exists should make your blood run cold. Because if the guy with the football almost pushed the button and someone had to talk him down, what does that say? Now, he's been trolling hard. Trump, nobody can troll like Trump. There is an image of him showing, I believe it was yesterday, showing a new picture that he had in the White House where there's a massive microphone boom. This is something that actually happened. I thought it was not something that actually happened, but it is something that actually happened. And I'm sorry I'm using my cell phone. I've had a number of issues and stuff taken down recently, and I don't think anything's working, but I got another mic, number 4, in the mail. We're going to try to make this work. So, the conspiracy angle and Trump. Let's talk Trump. I mean, you know, what do you think? Is this realistic? Is he going to obliterate Iran? A lot of people don't know. We're going to spiral into a masquerade of sorts where you don't know the truth from fiction. A lot of that's due to AI. And we're going to look at a forbidden book almost no one has seen. And this is it right here. This book is allegedly only has 180 copies out. Ghost written by a woman nobody can find. One person alleges while she wrote the book, she was living in an RV in his driveway. Now, we're going to get into the 9-foot plus something caught on camera at Space Wolf Research after this snowstorm. And the redacted crew. Clayton Morris and the bunch are dropping the bomb that we may have never had real control of not only the war, but strategy. Buckle up. Disclosure isn't coming. It's already here. And I'm talking about right here. Now, if you haven't been over to HeroParanormal.com, slide on over there, smash the subscribe button. I had somebody go through the website. It's kind of redone, hopefully a little more fun and edgy. But everything is still there. You can go over to the shop. That takes you to the small eBay store. Or if you want to purchase some Spice Natural Bronze, head on over to happinessmedical.com. Pick yourself up a tube. All that stuff helps support the podcast and my efforts. So, let's connect the dots they don't want you to see. Tonight, we're trying to point to the most terrifying things that are coming out. And these are threads that point to the same terrifying disclosure. This reality that we are not in control. Not of our skies, not of our canyons, not of our nukes, and maybe not even of our own reality. We are not in control at all. So here's this circulating claim, whether this allegation is true or not, I can't verify it, that a general told Trump to stand down on Saturday and not nuke Iran. This present rumor / allegation and recent chatter, there's no smoking gun confirmation of it yet, but it's got people talking and people are scared. Now, Trump has publicly threatened to obliterate Iran's nuclear program if talks fail. And what if the real reason a general stepped in wasn't politics? What if, according to some, the allegations out there that it was because certain assets, and I'm talking about, bear with me, underground, non-human assets, have veto power over the escalation. Classic UFO nuke connection, but that's what I'm hearing in the rumor mill. These are allegations coming out of conspiracy camps that there is an underground non-human force which allegedly has veto power, and this will bring us to the true masquerade here in just a moment. So imagine being the poor general who has to say, sir, the NHI said no. Or, the others say no. I mean, dang. No wonder I can't hold any kind of position like that. I would retire on the spot. So nukes aren't the only thing being hidden underground. I think I've kind of let that cat out of the bag, and I'm going to get into The Masquerade Party at Secret Canyon, the book almost no one has. Tom Dongo posted today on social media, so I think it's okay that I talk about it. He's known as the pretty much foremost expert on Sedona and the Bradshaw Ranch and high strangeness in that area. And let me tell you what I can say. I can't talk about all of it, but The Masquerade Party at Secret Canyon by Janine Marie Steiner. This is what the book looks like. I'm one of the lucky 180 owners, allegedly. And lately, Sedona legend Tom Dongo has been quietly reaching out to people who have not only the book, but have read it, and asking pointed questions because parts of the book feel like they were written after events he documented years ago. However, the book was written before, so it's almost as if the book knew the future. Now, its core content, without spoiling the whole thing, I mean, we're talking Men in Black, underground bases in and around Secret Canyon, mind control technology, gray aliens running the show. And the masquerade just isn't a party, it's the entire illusion we're living in. It seems pretty pointed and to the point. And let me read a little excerpt, because chances are you will not read this book. Let me start at the part that I think is most interesting. Secret Canyon is an enigma. What really goes on there? Stories upon stories are told by frightened hikers. Rumors circulate of joint subterranean U.S./alien military bases, UFO airports, and secret government cartel who are masters of mind control. Who really runs the show at Secret Canyon? You get the idea. And that's just the intro. So they call it Operation Speak Out, and it gets into underground bases, mind control, and gray aliens. Now, if what is portrayed in this book is real, and many allege it is, then the masquerade has been running for decades, and we are the guests who still think it's just a costume party. All the while not knowing who the host is, not knowing why the party's taking place, and not knowing what to believe. Everybody's wearing a mask. We don't know who anybody really is. Now the Beast, and I'm not talking about the Beast 666 or Aleister Crowley or Shaitan or Mastema or the devil himself. No, I'm talking about the beast in the snow that was seen at Space Wolf Research in the Uinta Basin recently. Really got my head scratching. This is Space Wolf Research, adjacent to the old Bigelow Ranch, right in the middle of shapeshifter territory. Space Wolf Research Facility is a real private research station at the southern vantage point, which captures something massive on trail cams during the recent sand/snowstorm, because it was both. And the sandstorm, we actually see a UFO during this sandstorm. I'll pull that up too on my phone. All these things come to my phone, and it's horrifying. There is a UFO. You can see the cabin in the back there. And I don't know if you see the UFO in the middle of the sandstorm, but it's right there. Anyway, but the snowstorm. Let's get to the snowstorm, because that's really where it's at. This massive 9-foot-plus beast caught after this recent snowstorm. That is a very tall thing, and that is a very tall tree next to it, probably 13 feet tall. So that's where we're getting the 9-foot thing, 9-foot guesstimate. It could be bigger, actually. That's a pretty basic guess. But it's a large bipedal or possibly wolf-like creature. Maybe it's a shapeshifter. I don't know. Moving through whiteout conditions, way too big, wrong gait, very strange gait, vanishes without tracks. And the broader Uinta lore, which includes orbs, skinwalkers, interdimensional rifts, government black projects, comes to mind and reminds me of this book. Now, when even the wolves in Utah look like they're wearing MIB suits, you know the masquerade has gone interspecies. And I think that's where we're at. We really don't know what we're dealing with. And we really don't have control of our reality. The disclosure movement is starting to realize that. It was explained to me that Jim, now maybe I shouldn't drop names, a CIA asset of many, many, many years, explained it very well, that there is, and I'm going to draw it because that's probably the best way to do this. Okay, that there are two circles. One is our reality. The other one is what's on the other side. And NHI is where they overlap. That is what's going on. So seems simple, but with this recent nuke scenario that Trump dealt with and the allegations I'm hearing that this may have been NHI or this general may have been influenced by NHI, and this could even include AI. This is classic UFO nuke history. There's been many documented incidents where missiles went off during UFO overflights, or the opposite. Places or nuclear facilities are just shut down. If we've never had control of even our nukes, I mean, how much control do we have? The reality is we have an ugly looking disclosure. It's dripping. Everybody was really on the edge of their seat over Easter because Bledsoe went on the Sean Ryan show and said something would happen in Easter. Nothing happened. Now that's been pushed out to October of 2026. I'm not saying he's wrong, but anyway, it's been pushed out to October of 2026 or September, I believe, when Regulus aligns with the Sphinx again. This is the tie-in, right? Regulus and the Sphinx. Now everybody's looking at that date. The truth is, this creature, these nukes, the canyon known as Secret Canyon near Sedona, all evidence that we've been living inside someone else's operation. Tim Burchett's recent stance on disclosure is getting stranger and stranger, and some are even starting to call him a psyop because he keeps saying disclosure's coming, the government is hiding non-human tech, or things along those lines, that he says he can't sleep at night, and that we couldn't sleep at night if we knew the things he knew. My take is I think ugly disclosure looks like this. Nobody can agree on what disclosure is going to look like. We have confirmation that gray-black programs, gray/black because there's black budget, unacknowledged, and gray programs which are somewhat acknowledged. But these programs have been trading tech and maybe minds for decades. Admission that certain nuclear assets have been influenced by non-human intelligence is out. Whistleblowers are talking. And panic is setting in when people realize the deep state wasn't even the top of the food chain. They might be bottom of the barrel, actually. A spiritual reckoning is coming because if the masquerade is real, then so is the question of who we are really in the cosmic hierarchy. And maybe we're not in the hierarchy at all. Maybe we're way outside. It won't be shiny silver discs and we come in peace. It may be a messy, scary, paradigm-shattering reality when disclosure happens. But the truth always is, right? We can deal with it. I think we can if our foundations are secure and we're spiritually adjusted. We may be in the dark right now, but the lights are about to come on. And when they do, the only thing that will matter is who you choose to stand with when the masks finally fall. I believe we may be dealing with messengers of deception, and I'm not the only one. Jacques Vallée quoted that term, and I think that was a very good term to quote. If you have a copy, of the Masquerade book, DM me. We'll have some conversations. I want to compare notes. And yeah, let's hang on. Let's see what happens. Let's see how disclosure flows naturally, whether it'll be a drip, drip, drip or a tsunami. It's coming. And what a time to be alive. Have a very blessed evening. Sorry, I'm so out of juice. It's been a long day. I've had content taken down today, and I'm not sure why. So I'm not going to go too hard into the paint on this one. I love you guys. Have a blessed night. Keep your eyes to the skies, feet on the ground. But don't forget to take a look around.
Hypo-esoteric research organization.
Hero paranormal, always setting up the pace, man. Crop circle tipping, Illuminati still tripping. Making those ears perk up, gonna make you question your earth. You better. Mystery bloodlines and secret society. Creepy shapeshifter says, come sit beside me.
Yeah, cozy on up.
So what's with all this spiral?
Acting like UFOs.
So we put in Space Wolf, tiptoe through the dark. Third eye blinding, tune in and blast off, blast off.
Blast off, baby.
Blast off.